Yeah, Coach, you're a new face, and you got a lot of new faces out there. Just how's it been these last few months?
Before we get started, my voice is a little gone. It was third down day, and we're getting after it in the secondary. So this is a good thing. Whether my voice is hoarse, that's a positive thing. But it's been a blessing. It's been a crazy ride coming from Seattle, coming to Arkansas. But we started with a bang. We have a good group of guys. We're competing. I love the upward trending that we're doing on defense, and we're going to be a lot better.
Some of the new guys that you have, like Julian Neal, I guess. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that's joined you late since the spring. But what has Julian brought to the table? And I guess, well, you didn't have Jordan Young because he was injured, and Kenai was a little beat up in the spring. So how have those guys come along?
All the new additions have been a breath of fresh air. Julian brings experience. Obviously, he brings size, speed, and we all seen him out there. The guy can play. And Jordan Young, he played a lot of ball in Cincinnati, and he's bringing that experience with him as well. A lot of these guys that we've added, even Kenai Walker, even added in the freshman Naza Pringle, the biggest thing for them, we have flexibility now. We have a lot of depth. The guys that can play man-to-man coverage, guys that can be physical in the run game, and guys that can take the ball away. And that's the emphasis we're putting on them this camp and in the spring and over the summer. We got to get more takeaways, and we've been doing that thus far.
You mentioned the size, and that's something that Sam really stressed with us, how he was excited about the added height, weight in the cornerback room. I'm just curious, where, other than guarding receivers one-on-one, how other ways that really makes a positive impact for the secondary?
It makes a positive impact because it allows you to play with more length. You have more opportunity to get your hands on balls. You get more tip balls. You got safeties that can fit in the run game. You have corners that can fit in the run game as well. So being able to utilize size and including with speed as well is always a plus. It's always a plus when I can go into the huddle and not have to look up at my players rather than looking down. I feel a lot better going on the field with that.
Sam spoke in SEC Media Days about wanting to maybe blitz a little bit more this fall. As a secondary coach, is that nerve-wracking? Is that exciting when you hear maybe a little bit more blitzing this season?
No, at all. There's no bigger respect than when the play caller can call a blitz and he has confidence in our secondary. We want to be aggressive. We want to be, bring the fight to them. We want to get in their faces, and we want to challenge and contest everything. And that's something that we're going to bring to the table. And I believe we have the guys that can do that. So, yes, attacking, blitzing, anything that the play caller wants to do, we're ready for it.
Selman just looks so much comfortable, compared to where he was last year as a freshman. How have you seen him take strides, even from the time you arrived and maybe over the summer to where he is now?
It takes time, especially in this conference, to learn what you're doing. Coming from high school to college as a freshman, you have time. You have to learn the playbook. You have to, get bigger, stronger, faster in the weight room. And I think he's just putting everything together. The talent is always there. Now he's playing with more confidence. I tell these guys, you have to find your own style. And he's finding his style. He's hitting his stride. And just like everybody else, we are, as a unit, we are trending upwards.
You mentioned there's been takeaways in team periods. So what's the blend maybe between picks and ripping the ball out? And I'm sure you chart them. Mm-hmm. Have you got some interception leaders early in camp?
That's a good question. We have a lot of the safeties are doing a great job. The corners, we can do a lot better in that category. But we're getting our hands on the balls, and that's always a positive. Now we have to have the confidence and the savviness to feel comfortable playing the ball in the air, or making those contested catches. And we're working that every day, and we're going to continue to drill that.
What compelled you? I mean, you had a background in the NFL as well. What compelled you to come back into college ball here?
To me, this is a premier program. I played football in this conference. I remember coming here in 2010 and Arkansas coming back in 2011. I was here for the 2014 game. This place is a hard place to play at. The fans love it. The atmosphere is crazy. So it was a no-brainer. When I got the call from Coach T. Will and Coach Pittman, my wife couldn't pack our bags fast enough. We're back down south. We get to wear the crimson, so I'm ready to roll.
You mentioned the 2010 game. Some people say those first two plays on offense, Arkansas had a wheel route to Wingo and a curious right on crossing route, with Trino calling the plays. That might be the loudest the stadium's ever been, certainly ranked among that. What do you recall from the 2010 game?
Pig suey. Pig suey. I don't think I had pork for the next 2 months after that game. It was a wild atmosphere, and once again, coming in Arkansas, we're throwing the first punch, and they did that. And we knew going in, we always respected Arkansas, and knowing that they're going to play hard, it's going to be tough. This is a tough place to play at. And with the fans there, with the pig suey, it can get a little wild.
Coach, on the opposite end of Julian and Selman, Kanai, there's Keyshawn Davila, who's not that big. Talk about how he's doing.
I have one word. He's a dog. He's a pit bull out there, and he has something to prove. And once again, that is another guy that has a flexibility where we can use him in different places. We have guys that everybody has a unique skill set, and we're being creative in the way that we're going to get these guys on the field.
Selman Bridges is a kid that, I think before you got here, he entered the portal, but then he came back soon thereafter. But I've never seen a kid that went in the portal come back, recruit every weekend like he does. He hosts recruits every weekend, and every single one of them praises him. Just, is there been a complete attitude change among Selman, or what?
No, I just think, in this day and age, when guys are exploring their options, I think it's just curiosity at the same time. And he's always been bought into the program, and he's still doing his thing now, and I'm glad he stayed. He's definitely a player that we can use, and I'm excited for his future.
Sam has talked a lot about the importance of finding your cornerbacks first before you fill out the other positions. I think Julian's had that spot at left locked up movement with Kanai and Selman. What has stood out to you about that battle?
Really, it's really open. We're all competing. It's only been day 5, guys. We added some guys, and this is a good problem to have. We have some guys that we are all competing. They're all making each other better. We're only as good as our weakest link. And right now we have none. So whoever marches out there on the first game, they're going to be ready.
And then Larry, I think Larry and Miguel were rotating at Hog toward the end of the spring, and Jordan Young has had that position locked up. I mean, what's his future look like at Hog from right now?
Once again, that is another great question. We have a lot of guys that can play a lot of positions, as you can tell. Larry can play Hog. Jordan Young can play Hog. We have a lot of other guys that can play that Hog position. And so it's all about finding your pieces in different situations. We can use them. If it's a 12 personnel, whatever it is, passing situations, we have to get the best 11 guys on the field. And so we're just trying to utilize our roster to the best of our ability.